Tonight, we're looking at Rule 910. Failure to deliver GameStop warrants with T-minus 20 trading days from the issuance date. We will be covering that, but I'm also going to be giving you a few other short squeeze plays as well as covering GameStop and AMC's chart. Watch until the end, like the video, engage the algorithm, and drop a comment down below. Guys, before we do this, I want to cover ENTF, ESE Entertainment, trading at 12 cents a share. Look at this huge volume candle that this company recently just got. It is trading at a very small market cap and is quietly building a picks and shovels empire behind the biggest names in gaming and sports. Now, listen very closely. EA, Activision Blizzard, Riot, NHL, WBC Boxing, all of these big names that you know of, this company has contracts with, and they are only trading at 12 cents. They run the shows you watch. They handle it all between live event production, planning and running big gaming and sports events, special effects and tech, lighting, visuals, so on, and custom builds. They set stages, physical installations for major shows, you name it. This company isn't gambling on which esports team or event ends up winning or performing, but they build, broadcast, and run these events for everyone like yourselves to go see. So even as different games, leagues, or brands rise and fall, this company earns money from all of it, whether they rise or fall. They earn steady, reoccurring revenue as the gaming and sports industries keep growing, in which case I assume they will personally, and now they're trading at only a $6.8 million market cap, meaning this community itself could move this company. That is how small it is. Again, nothing I say is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but they are also guiding for 22 to 29 million USD revenue and 2 to 2.3 million USD EBITDA post acquisition. So 2.2 million to 3 million USD EBITDA post acquisition. That's 0.3x forward revenue, while peers trade 1 to 2x and recent industry buyouts go for 6 to 8x, indicating that this company is very undervalued. Now, they recently acquired Bombi Americas, and that's why you're seeing this huge wave of volume come into the play, as it was very good for the stock. This is 7.3 million USD revenue, expanding into Bombi Europe, which is one of Europe's top SFX houses, and they have pipeline locked with over 6.6 million USD contracted for 2026 and almost 37 million USD active RFPs as well. So if execution continues, this could be one of the most undervalued esport / live event tech plays on the market. Let me know your thoughts on ENTEF in the comments down below, and if this one interests you. Guys, we need to talk about Rule 910, failure to deliver. I'm not going to cover the DD, but shout out Travis over on X, but this is confirmed by myself. Now, if a clearing member doesn't deliver, aka they fail to deliver, they have 20 calendar days to fix it before a buy-in can be triggered. I'm not going to read this all to you, but basically, since the date of GameStop's issuance of their warrants, or since that date, right, people are assuming that 20 days away, so early November or late October, warrants will have to be delivered, aka real warrants. But this is not necessarily the case. After doing a little bit further digging, what we do find out is that once warrants are exercised, so above $32, if somebody exercises their warrants, institutions or shorts or whoever have 20 days to deliver that FTD. If they don't, the person who exercised the warrants can force a buy-in. And if that doesn't work, then the NSCC, so on, the regulatory bodies force buy-ins on these warrants. Now, before we jump into the charts, I want to state that there is more tin going on. Greg posted, you got to be kidding me. I just got pulled over for going 10 miles per hour in a 9 miles per hour zone. People indicating that is 109. Now, GameStop's chart, let's jump into it. We continued to see red in the chart. Continuing this cycle, nothing has changed from the chart. How long is it going to take? Lottery stocks, when are we going to see a move? Well, first of all, we are 38 days into the cycle from the bottom. The last cycles, it has hit its low in this red zone 40 days in. The last cycle before that, 40 days in right here. Prior cycle, 39 days in, we hit the low, indicating that today or tomorrow should be the bottom for GameStop to see a reversal. That would also land us perfectly on this trend line to indicate an uptrend. So I would say one more day at most of red, even if we see another red day. And that is my outlook. I see a reversal right now. I haven't let go of anything. As this play is annoying and dragged on, I completely feel that that aggravation with you guys. Trust me, I feel that aggravation with you guys, but I believe we are right on the verge of the third piece of the cycle, which is the most fun part of the cycle, where GameStop ends up peaking, GameStop ends up peaking, GameStop ends up peaking, and we are right there. How long should that last from where we are at right now? Well, into the cycle, that was about 61 days. You could say 64 days before this peak, about 56 days or so. So we should be seeing that anywhere between October 29th as the top to November 11th as the top. As of right now, that is our evaluation. In that window, I believe AMC reports their earnings, but I could be wrong. Let me see. No, November 10th, AMC reports their earnings, so right around after that window. Before we jump into AMC's chart, I want to talk about GameStop's golden cross on the weekly. It's right here that you can see. And the last time we have had this, it has indicated and never failed a big move higher. First, in the coming weeks, we saw 160% move back here in 2013. And then in the coming weeks, we saw a 3,000% move, obviously, when we rallied in 2021. And now, if we even seen something relatively similar, but so much more conservative, so less than the others, a 130% gain, that would only test the top of this wedge, and that would be smaller than both of the other golden crosses that we have seen on the chart. And that would also bring GameStop up to $50 to $52, which is a price target that I have had for quite some time. That would only, in my opinion, be the first leg for GameStop. And even from a fundamental perspective, I think GameStop is undervalued at $23 a share. I don't think it should be trading this low, even from a fundamental perspective, putting the squeeze aside. AMC has been building pressure slowly, but we got this breakdown out of this rising channel. Got the breakdown, and then we retested the channel, and then we are trying to build the base right now around 285. I believe AMC is building pressure for a move higher very, very soon, and GameStop should likely follow or lead the way. As far as AMC goes, tied to HYMC. Why? Because AMC owns a stake in HYMC. This is Hycroft Mining Holding Company Corporation, and they have been flying off the radar for quite some time now, hitting a low of about $1.65 back in November of 2023. The stock is at $7.71, which in 1 year is up 227%. This whole recent rally since August, AMC has not felt the move from, and I believe Hycroft Mining is going to come out with something very good on their earnings November 5th, which will affect AMC's earnings coming into November 10th, and both of them will do very, very well. AMC is going to see some sympathy from that. Alongside the great box office numbers, there is no reason by early to mid-November, AMC should be trading under $3. That is my outlook right now. So both from a fundamental perspective, our squeeze plays are looking very, very good. HYMC also has almost a 5% short interest. I believe it's squeezing shorts out currently as we speak. CIFR, CIFR, CIFR mining is up 20% on the day, with still, according to MarketBeat, a 17.7% short interest, or according to Fintel, a 20% short interest. I believe shorts are getting squeezed out of this play as well, CIFR. I think this one is going to continue to climb higher. Another one I'm putting on your radar is RXRX. I believe the chart setup is looking good with sort of this inverse head and shoulders pattern, trading at 540. I believe this stock is heading towards $8 very soon with a 40% short interest, which is absolutely disgusting. Remember who put it on your radar first. 5.3 days to cover on this one. We're also bringing in Quantum, QNTM, which is up 5%. I believe this one is trying to form a bottom for a possible another move up. I'm looking for some sort of big catalyst and volume to come into this play. watch this one closely. Now, last but not least, to close out the video, I want to talk about a couple of things. Wave in talks to raise $2 billion from Microsoft, SoftBank at $8 billion valuation. And then we also have major earnings happening this week, some tonight being, well, Tuesday before open, so tomorrow before open, will being BlackRock, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Citibank, Wells Fargo, Domino's, so on and so on. So big banks are reporting. And then Wednesday, we have a bunch of big banks reporting, as well as Thursday and Friday. So it's a big week for banks to report, which will affect the overall market. If you didn't see the video I uploaded earlier, AI is taking over the stock market. Make sure to go watch that. I probably retitled it by now. Make sure to go watch that, because I talked about less regulation currently happening because of the government shutdown. We also talked about the liquidations that happened recently in crypto. So you're going to want to go watch that. Overall, guys, that is it. I love you all. God bless. Lottery Stocks out.